Hi, I'm Louise Warren and I'm one of the lead independent endpoint assessors working for A2A Training on the Sales Executive L4 standard. Today I'll talk to you about the professional discussion and the portfolio of evidence that supports it. The professional discussion is supported by the portfolio of evidence. This is the final element of the endpoint assessment and it should be completed straight after the presentation. The apprentice will prepare a portfolio of their best work completed during their time on programme of their apprenticeship. The portfolio itself is not graded, but it is used for the independent endpoint assessor to prepare for the professional discussion. The professional discussion consists of two parts: a 25-minute Q&A comprising of 5 structured questions and a 25-minute discussion around specific points the endpoint assessor wishes to explore in more detail. And this is completed online using Zoom or Teams. So when preparing for your endpoint assessment, think that there's 5 structured questions that the endpoint assessor will ask you, and you've got 25 minutes to answer them. So when preparing, think about the fact that they should last around about 5 minutes for each question. The apprentice won't be made aware of the questions, but have a look in the assessment plan, look at the KSBs and have a think about what kind of questions you could be asked around the evidence that you've uploaded. So here are some examples of structured questions that the endpoint assessor may have prepared based on the evidence that's submitted in advance. Obviously, all the questions will be different and they'll be related to your own portfolio of evidence. So here's a couple of examples. So in your portfolio, you completed a PDP and a SWOT analysis. Talk me through each of these and explain how you have actively supported development opportunities. Explain the tools you have used to prioritise and manage your time and your rationale behind choosing each. I can see from your portfolio you made improvement recommendations to your organisation in terms of team structure. Tell me more about that and the impact it had. Or talk me through the digital tools you use to conduct research and to target customers. These are just examples, but they do give you an idea of the kind of questions that you might get asked. So the endpoint assessor will then spend another 25 minutes discussing specific points they wish to explore in more detail. They might ask you about what you did, what you learned, what you might do differently next time. And the PD, the professional discussion, will last 50 minutes in total or up to 55 minutes if needed. So remember, the portfolio itself is not directly assessed, but it does frame the professional discussion. The PD is immediately delivered after the presentation, and a portfolio mapping document is available on ACE360 in the knowledge base, showing the required key skills and behaviours that you need for this assessment. So you'll upload your portfolio of evidence to the shared documents in ACE360 10 days before the endpoint assessment, along with a mapping document to help us locate where your evidence is in relation to the key skills and behaviours. So there are 8 KSB areas to be covered in the portfolio. Be prepared to discuss each in the professional discussion and try to have a good couple of examples for each one. Make sure when you upload your portfolio of evidence that you include at least one piece of evidence for each KSB area and that's clearly mapped on your mapping document. Reference any work of others and be clear about your own role within any joint work completed. So the 8 KSB areas are continuous professional development, time management, collaboration and teamwork, customer experience management, digital skills, ethics and integrity, self-discipline, and resilience and self-motivation. So what should you include in the portfolio? Here's some examples: individual learning plans and development plans, witness testimonies, written reports, sales pitches, client feedback, and training logs. Remember, reflective accounts are not permissible as evidence, and every piece of evidence needs to count, so map it to the KSB areas. So there's a mapping document uploaded in the knowledge base on ACE 360, and this covers all 8 KSB areas. We've broken it down for you so that you can see the pass and distinction criteria easily. Create an easy referencing system so the independent endpoint assessor can find your evidence easily. And once these are ready, upload it to the shared documents on ACE 360. Of course, you'll need to be in a room on your own to complete your endpoint assessment if it's delivered online. And your endpoint assessment will need to be completed under exam conditions and can be completed from work, home, or from your college or training provider. There are 3 elements for this endpoint assessment, and you're likely to be online for about an hour and a half. Good luck with your endpoint assessment, and here's our email address if you need us.